Hi everyone, welcome back to the Model 3 Man channel. It's Monday, we're back in business. It is another tip of the day, number 29. 7 4s are 28 plus 1, 29. It's another week too of isolation for almost the entire world. So for most of you it's been very strange. It's still very strange to me. I'm very thankful that I get a lot of my work done in my home, and so does Janine with the piano students. We're all using the Zoom app, as no doubt are many of you. But back to Model 3 tip of the day. And today I wanted to take a look at that very much underutilized resource, the Model 3 Owner's Manual. So, hands up, honest answer. How many of you have read through the entire Model 3 Owner's Manual from cover to cover, start to finish, as you got to know your car? Perhaps 1 or 2 out of 100 have done that. Some of us have dipped into it, we've looked at a few things, we've been trying to understand how something works, and we've gone in to take a look. But almost no one reads the entire manual. So what I wanted to do today was, I wanted to look at 7 pretty obscure references in the Model 3 Owner's Manual. 7 obscure facts that you may not know about, that you might not have come across, especially if you've not read the manual. What I'm also trying to do here is whet your appetite to get into that PDF file, crack it open, and work through. You have the time at home now. Get to know your car better. The manual is the best place to start once you've driven the car for a while and you've got the feel of it. So here we go. 7 facts you may not have discovered in the manual. Number 1. Many of us live in pretty cold climates. We in Canada here are subject to a lot of cold. Anyone who lives near the Rockies or in high mountainous areas, you're not unfamiliar with snow and freezing cold, and with the charge port freezing up, or the door handles freezing up. If you go into the car and you go into the touchscreen, you can actually move the controls to high. And you know what? That does not engage all of the unfreezing or defrosting or heating elements that are in the car. The only way to do it is to use the phone app. And when you go into the phone app, you can see that there is a climate option. And when you go into it, there's a picture that shows the windows and a little defrosting symbol. That will be setting your car to high. Now, they recommend you do it for up to half an hour, but it's interesting that high on the phone app is greater than high in the car. I didn't know that, but I do now. So use that whenever the car is really cold and you need to prepare it before you get out and take your trip. Set it to high on the phone app. Number 2, we're all familiar with sending addresses and destinations and locations from our phone to the car. In fact, I did an episode on this, and if you look somewhere up there, you should see a link to it. But did you know that you can also send approved video sources from your phone to the car? So, for example, you may well be watching something in YouTube. You may be looking at a Model 3 Man episode and you want to continue in the car. You can do it. It only works with approved video sources, which typically up to now are Netflix and Hulu and YouTube. But it does work. At our church, we of course are not meeting physically any longer. We're doing live streaming. Either I'm behind the camera and the equipment and I'm doing the technical stuff. Sometimes Janine and I are on stage and we're taking part in the leading of the singing. And this is us from this morning. That's what you can do. You can send something from the phone straight to the car, and this little demo shows you just how to do it.
Helps patients breathe who can't breathe well for themselves, and it does that by forcing air in.
So I'm watching a video that Tesla put out this afternoon showing how they're using a majority of existing Tesla components to build ventilators to assist in the national effort. This is a video you've just got to watch. I'm going to put the link in the video description below, but let's see how to share this with the car.
Into their lungs
I've
with
got to
pressure
play,
or volume control,
but I'm
and
going
then
to pause
exhale
it,
passively.
and I tap on the share button. it doesn't show the Tesla app right here. I'm working on an iPhone, of course. I tap more, and there it is. And if it were not in this little tray, I could tap on more and it would be there in the list. So just going to hit Tesla. Now it will fail at the moment because the car is busy updating, so it's not going to be able to send it. If the car was in a state of readiness, it would immediately begin playing in the YouTube app. Obscure fact number 3. Sometimes you find that your window does not properly close or properly open. So when you close all the windows, one window does not go right up to the top, or it's pushing into the metal flashing at the top, and it's just not calibrated accurately. Tesla provides a way for you to recalibrate that window. I'm going to read from the instructions here. You can see that it says, close the door that has the window that is misbehaving. Then, sit in the driver's seat and close the driver's door. It sounds quite a procedure. Number 3, use the driver's window switch to raise the affected window until it stalls, by which they mean until it stops moving. Number 4, use the driver window switch to lower the affected window until it will not move any longer. 5, use the driver window switch to raise the affected window until it again comes to a stop. And that's it. The window should now be back to normal. So who knew? Another obscure fact from your driver's manual. Obscure fact number 4, a camera that spies on you. Don't take that as gospel. But there is a camera in your cabin that's pointing right at you, right at the occupants of the car. Now, those of us who are old hands and we've had the car for a long time, we know about it. But many people, just taking possession of the car, do not know this simple fact. Above the mirror, above the rearview mirror, there's a very tiny little camera which you can see right here. What does it do? Well, if we're to believe the manual and we're to believe Tesla, nothing at all yet. Now, come the time that we were able to rent our cars out when they're fully self-driving and you send it off to go and pick up some passengers, it will probably be able to record the behavior and the actions of those in your car. So if they get up to anything, you'll know about it. But at the moment, ostensibly, it does nothing. Zero, zip, nada. I don't know if I believe that. I guess I have to, because if they were actually spying on us, they would be liable to all kinds of damages if that ever got out. But it's great to know that Elon has provided for something in the future. And that extra cabin camera, I'm excited to see what it does. So that was obscure fact number 4. Well, obscure fact number 5. Seat covers. They are a no-no. We don't put seat covers on Model 3 seats. Why? Well, the manual tells us, as you can see here, that to do so might impede the deployment of the airbags. We're talking here about the side airbags on the side of the seats, the driver's seat, the passenger seat. There's an area on the side where a side airbag will deploy. I'm trying to show it to you here. And I mean, I'm not 100% certain on this. I think it's correct, but you can see that you have the fabric and you have the stitching, and just below it, you have a plastic trim. My understanding is that this trim is what gets blown out of the way and the bag deploys and comes out from behind it. So putting a seat cover over the seat will probably kill you. If not kill you, it'll prevent the deployment, as it should be, of those side airbags. So don't do it. Obscure fact number 6. This is an interesting one, and I had to live through this, and I experienced this firsthand when we had that rear end accident in Oregon a year ago, and our car was smashed into. There's a mode called tow mode. Basically, what it allows for is all of the gearing to be disengaged from the wheels. It allows the towing company to hook up your car, tow it up the ramp and onto a flatbed truck, a tow truck. So what is interesting is that if the tow truck company does not know or understand, they may attach the front wheels to the tow truck and allow the rear wheels just to stay on the ground and to trail. Only you'll probably burn out your motor. The manual even talks about the possibility of adjacent components catching fire. certainly heating, overheating, and damage, because when the rear wheels turn, they generate electricity. And so if the car is just being towed, not being used, that will generate power, generate heat, and could generate a fire. So remember that. All the wheels should be off the ground. The rear wheels could be on a dolly, and that's how ours was towed, on the dolly, on the road, and the front was hooked up to the tow truck. That's okay, but make sure they don't just allow your rear wheels to trail. And number 7, the final obscure fact from our Model 3 owner's manual: Sketchpad. Now, why is that obscure? We know we can go into the toy box, or we can look in where all the other Easter eggs are, and it should be there, right? So the manual tells you, and that's even the most up-to-date one that I have. The manual tells you, triple tap on the letter T. Here's me doing it. There we go. It brings up the arcade and the theater. But you know what? If you scroll up, and you can keep scrolling as long as you like, you never come across Sketchpad. You can stop on every one of these and read up about them. I love chess. I love a game of chess. Oh, I'm in the middle of one. All right, we'll have to cancel that. But there is no Sketchpad. The idea of Sketchpad is that you can draw on your screen, create a wonderful work of art, different colors, different brushes, etc. And then you can share that with the Tesla owners community. Only you cannot. At least I cannot find it. Now, as we speak right now, my car is updating again. A new software announcement came through 2 minutes before I sat down here. So I'll take a look and see if it's there. Then I'll update you by means of a little banner at the bottom. But at the moment, it's a very obscure reference since it doesn't exist. So I hope that I've whetted your appetite to get into the manual and to learn more obscure facts about your car. They should not be obscure to us. We should know them. We should know our car very, very well indeed. So that's it for today, for Monday. Thank you to all of you. Thanks to all of you supporters, viewers, subscribers. I'm really excited as I watch my channel coming toward the 14,000. I'm a few off that. If you're new, go ahead, subscribe, join it. Let me get over the 14,000 subscriber hurdle. And once again, if you're in the market to get a new Tesla, please use a referral code, and here's mine. Gets you some free supercharging. Not unlimited, it's limited, but it's a great way to start off your ownership of the car. Tomorrow, we're going back to episode 30. Thanks once again.